Base Trade TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last round of 8 match. We've got semifinals after this, third, fourth place match, and of course, the grand finals to conclude our wonderful tournament. Zaviga will have to take a small break after this series, but I've been casting all morning with her. I am, of course, Rifkin. Howdy and hello. Spawning in the bottom left corner of the map, though, to kick this series off, playing for Millennium, it's the blue Terran player, Marinelord.
Never writes as the red Protoss. It's Liquid's MaNa.
So I know we're on this series and all this, but I gotta talk about that. It's a bit of an upset. Like, I think Vortex was the favorite player to be like the best foreigner, the best European, the best player in this tournament to take it all. I think even Team Liquid had like a poll running or something. Once again, shout out to Lorning for making these live report threads all the time. Much love to you, dude. But yeah, the Muslim beating him, like, totally within the realm of possibility. That's not what strikes me as strange. I was really expecting Vortex to go further is all. So, I mean, big congrats to the Muslim, of course, but I just checked the Team Liquid thread. He was at the bottom of the poll. Vortex is actually at the top.
I think it was about, you know, it wasn't that Vortex just looked really bad and we were like, oh, well, that didn't really say a whole lot. You know, Vortex looks perfectly fine. The second game was pretty strong. The first game was, you know, he made that silly mistake with the hatchery. Maybe it snowballed from there, but yeah, it wasn't like it was a bad day for him. Probably like a pretty normal day.
Focusing on this game, it's gonna be a little bit interesting. We saw Marinelord actually do pretty well in his group. You know, going back to the Vortex thing, like when he beat Vortex in the first series of the day, I was like, wait, what? Because of course it was Vortex and Harston in the losers group of Group B, which I think blew a lot of people away. But Marinelord showing he's full of piss, vinegar, and fight. Could certainly take on someone like MaNa. MaNa, who, by the way, I think is, I wouldn't call his PvT bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think he's on that side of the most Protoss, where this is probably not his best matchup right now. Combination Widow Mines and SCV pulls have just been getting so out of control to deal with.
I guess so. Them Terrans are out of control.
Well, the engineering bay comes down here at the natural base. Bit of a block, bit of annoyance.
Yeah, it is really annoying. MaNa didn't start a...
I really like that he didn't wait for the Zealot to come down and went to scout with the SCV, because now he knows the gas is... Oh no, wait, he didn't see the second gas! Marinelord, are you serious? How do you go up there and not scout that second gas, man?
It is a bit of an oversight. Like, if he is just like, oh, you take one gas, you're definitely gonna expand. I mean, MaNa's 3-on-3 on each, man. Like, that does suck. Yeah, the Reaper's gonna go and scout though, so this will be taking a rather long route to do so. But it will see that the two gases were in fact taken, and we'll see that they're being mined a lot.
I thought MaNa was gonna go for the Stargate and was gonna bring all this stuff up, but he kind of like abandoned ship on the pylon. He's like, yeah, pylon, JK.
Yeah, okay, so he does expand anyways. All right. Okay, well, he could throw something down still in his main. He has that pylon back there, which is kind of hard to scout. He is in fact searching for this Reaper with a Stalker. Good reaction by Marinelord. I thought that was a third CC. I was like, oh my god, fastest ever. No. Still good. Alright. Yeah, it's should be a robo. Okay, so nothing weird from MaNa, but does get a really early proxy pylon that's gonna annoy Marinelord whenever he does take the third, because a lot of Terrans nowadays are taking their third at the third position. You know, Grubby popped in on the first game today and was like, yo, 14 CCs are actually really common now. And I was like, they seem to be becoming more and more common.
Yo,
I saw like a lot in IM Toronto.
Maybe that's why Little Bo did so well versus Pig. He had the blessing of Grubby on him.
Because I see what you mean. Yeah, maybe. But anyways, like it just seems like at one point, like it was just like, you know, Terran never did 14cc. Terran, you know, it was kind of like suicide of your third to put your third on the third location because one Zealot warps in and kills it. And now they're doing both. Getting pretty greedy. He gets a good scout, by the way. Two gateways.
No way he gets out of this alive. No way. Okay, there we go.
These two gateways. Doesn't see a Twilight Council, doesn't see a Forge, doesn't see a Robotics Bay. I mean, I don't think MaNa's gonna really do anything with it, but it's a bunker, cautionary anyways. Such a dumb natural, I swear.
It's not even the back two rocks. It's just the fact that the area itself is so freaking big, right? Like, but fast Colossus coming out of MaNa here. The proxy pilot too. I mean, I forgot, but you know, we've been seeing. We always talk about proxy stargates, etc. But how freaking often have we seen like these weird robo timings for the bus, right? Like, I don't know if that just became flavor of the month recently or not, but we've seen it at least a small handful of times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they ever actually. Well, I guess they went out because of Widow Mines, maybe. Well, either way, I still think they're very powerful, and they're definitely something you can add in every once in a while. But also becoming very popular and kind of flavor of the month are these Colossus all-ins. Get the 2 base, get a lot of gateways, go for the attack. Yeah. Apollo congratulating the Muslim. I think a lot of people, they not just us, it might just sound like us, because, you know, we're the ones casting right now, but a lot of people are going to be so glad to see the Muslim back fighting for him.
Well, I think one of the things too, and like, I know this was definitely an issue during the series and we just ignored it. People were like, "Oh, cast your bias, cast your bias." But like, when someone's winning the game, you're kind of leaning in their favor. It doesn't matter who or what the race, etc. But yeah, that was a good holdout to Muslim, and it really snowed well from there. But I mean, yeah, congratulations, cool stuff. But what I am excited to see is which of these two is gonna fight to Muslim in the semifinals, right? Like,
MaNa's gonna go and get into +1 armor.
Where comes that first push? This is a little bit more than a bait on the overcharge. Yeah,
this is the type of push that you go and snipe the Nexus with. And he might. There is a Well, okay, the force fields go down. It's a good force builds. Now he sees the Colossus. You can't stop trying to break up the force fields. You can't.
He does not have extended thermal lines, so it's worth noting, guys. The Marauders actually match the range.
Wants to snipe down this Colossus. MaNa, really can't even fight with these. Be so careful.
Blink is on the way. This is not really going to affect the ground fight, but this is really good for the Vikings as the follow-up. Because oh, you just revealed a Colossus, there's going to be Vikings on the way. 4 medevacs, stop all Vikings then to the end of the game.
So Marinelord just goes back home with this army. Doesn't want to, I mean, maybe he could still snipe the Nexus, but doesn't even want to try. Foxtrot has a lot of open space in the main, so it's actually a pretty good map to go ahead and try and just pull your Protoss opponent apart. No third. Oh, was there third? Nope. No third command center from Marinelord. Goes straight up to 5 barracks. 2 base SCV pulls used to be such a big thing. I remember Bomber, like, that's all Bomber ever did. Now the 3 base is all the rage.
I'm just saying, this goes all the way back to when SCVs still had like 65 HP or whatever it was. Like, SCV pulls.
Not quite.
It's like in the heritage to have like SCVs on the front line up there.
SCV's too good. Well, this went right past an observer, and it goes past this probe that's been here since minute 2. I don't even know why it's there, but it is. Marinelord, be careful, bro.
It was not Blink just yet. It had Blink already been done. Maybe this is like one of those oopsies moments, but this pylon's not been used, and I kind of like that MaNa hasn't done this because it would have given away the fact that it was here, right? But this is gonna be so good later on, like a DT gets warped in or 7 Zealots get warped in when Marinelord's got 200 on the other side of the field. I mean, this pylon, I love that he's not using it right now because it doesn't give it away.
It would have been so annoying if Marinelord had gotten the 3rd on location. He immediately warps in a Zealot, almost for sure. But Marinelord is getting a 3rd. It's just in the natural. He didn't get upgrades as well. MaNa really, going a long way with the armor upgrades as opposed to the attack upgrades, despite getting Colossus as his first choice. This 3rd is going to get canceled.
Yeah, I like the Widow Mines coming down here too. These Zealots are not going to give us any chance.
Yeah, there's no observer with MaNa's army, I don't think. Nah, it's over here, looking at the right side of the map.
Ooh, actually goes off on the Colossus. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Very nice. And you can still not get that Nexus. I'm sorry, man. Just can't have it.
The observer
scans in here. Oh, he's gonna try and like collapse in on MaNa.
Maybe.
Ooh, no Vikings needed.
It's still just gonna end up being a weird concave. We say no Vikings needed, but I mean, look at that army get wiped by the Colossus beams, right? Vikings absolutely needed, just not available.
Yeah. That is for sure.
What was
going to go off again, though? Be careful about chasing. Oh, this is a lot of Zealots and Stalkers. I mean, if you don't have enough, like 3 Colossus is a lot of power, but if you don't have fodder, then you gotta be careful. Blinks forward again, a little dangerous, but Marinelord leaves.
I would normally say like those snipes and the medevacs are good, but I kind of feel like Marinelord's overproducing medevacs right now. He already had 2 more behind us, so there would have been 6. Making 2 more now, which would have made it 8. Even still, having 6, a little bit much. Definitely needs to put that production towards Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, and he's still continuing with it, too. Like, 6, okay, so you have 2 more medevacs, not a big deal, but, you know, 8 to 10, that's much more than we usually see. Much more.
What am I? I'm getting the hell out of here. But nope.
Yeah.
Storm on the way for MaNa. As if it's not frustrating enough trying to keep your bio alive through Colossus fire, it gets even worse when there's storms on top of them.
Marinelord knows that he had taken out the observer that was on this side of the map, and unless MaNa was really quick about it, there wouldn't be another one. So goes in and loads up everything on a 4 medevacs. The observer comes now. It's not going to be able to see it. The Blink Stalkers seem to be waiting for just a single or double drop. I think this is going to be scouted by this probe. Man, these probes from MaNa are scouting everything. Finds that proxy pylon, by the way. It's not going to be a nuisance. Oh, this probe! Oh, you for reals, probe?
Well, he scouts it. I mean, yay!
Well, MaNa's still out of position a little bit because well, no,
that scan
that
though.
many Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, he sees that scan. You're not dropping into that.
Yeah, maybe 4 Blink Stalkers still drop into it, but not with 10 or whatever that is.
I'm still saying we need that upgrade that lets you just mass unload immediately, like the campaign, the Goliath ship or whatever the hell it was called.
That should be Caduceus Reactor.
You know, that would be so sick, but it'd be so imbalanced. I mean, beyond belief. Can you imagine unloading 4 Marauders immediately? Pick up, drop like a War Prism? No way.
What if it just doubled or tripled the rate of drop?
That'd be cool, actually. Oh, enhance the rate? Yeah, by like 50% or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Caduceus Reactor's so dumb right now, though. Nobody uses it. It's even worse than Neo Steel Frame.
Anything is better than what it is now is pretty much what we're getting at.
Like, we're getting hyped about Neo Steel Frame from Daishi yesterday, but let's talk about Caduceus Reactor for a moment, please. Like, this is like an intervention moment where we need to sit down and talk about Caduceus Reactor.
Scans in here. He scans the natural, sees the armies over there, tries to go in the main, but with High Templar, Zealots, Cannons, and the Stalkers just a little away. I don't know if it's really going to work out. Maybe.
If this draws the attention
really
away.
Not that great.
Well, I was expecting this drop over here to go to the 3rd while this was going on, but he's just sitting up there, Marinelord is. So he's going to get caught by the Colossus. He'll pick up and try and get out of here. He's killed a lot of the Stalkers, so might be able to with those cannons. Oh, those cannons, though.
Gets away with like 1.5 of those drops, and will not be able to get the 3rd. Really,
yeah, MaNa. Yeah, exactly. He already came over with the Colossus. I mean, this should have hit at a much earlier timing. Maybe set up here on the high ground. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't really work for Marinelord because it's a bit of a clunky drop effect. However, sitting on 3 bases behind this, he does finally have some Vikings.
Yes, and he's getting ghosts. It's it's 17, about 18 minutes. That's a good time to think. My opponent's probably going up to charge lots, probably Storm, definitely. I think he's actually seen the charge lots, so definitely Storm. You're going to need EMPs against it. We have seen people work wonders with just like Mass, Marauder, Medevac. It's I don't know. It doesn't always work out. Got to start banking on those EMPs. MaNa's moving out, though.
There's less. I can't even count on one hand, like how many players can make this work without Vikings. I mean, it's happened, but... Alright, Archon on the front lines. Storms are locked and loaded. Chokes are not going to be fun to walk through, especially with Time Warps on top of this. Ghosts finally coming out. I mean, it's so hard to, like, if there's actually a low amount of Templar, EMP is actually kind of bad. You want to go for snipes, right? But of course, if you get EMP blank at the Colossus, then it's all better, all good. So it's all about positioning from here on out for both players.
Yeah. I thought MaNa might be taking that gold, so he moved out, but nope, takes the one over to the right. Marinelord's kind of going to go, whoa, 3 snipes from the High Templar. Yeah. Very nice. Well, not free anymore. That observer got destroyed. Perfect. But Marinelord's kind of giving up on drops right now, but just a small handful of units could definitely cancel this 4th. Goes towards the 3rd. Might see an opportunity here. He has a lot of Vikings, not a lot of Blink Stalkers, and where are the Storms? He's got 2 of them. EMPs go on the Archons and the Zealots. The Storms are still there.
Yeah, but the Colossus fall. Oh, the Colossus fall so hard.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of Blink Stalkers. The Archon is really the only one adding damage in there, so a lot of the Vikings leave, and that's pretty bad for the Protoss.
I know, it's a massive supply lead, but Marinelord doesn't push in there, and I kind of feel rightfully so, because a lot of his supplies in Vikings and Medevacs. I mean, Marauders and Marines are good, yeah, but I mean, there's still going to be more Storms behind this. The Archon's not going to go down soon, not without additional EMPs. So consolidating, not a bad choice. And now he's going to move towards what's possibly MaNa's 4th.
Yeah, I think... Like I said, like this 4th is it just looks so like one drop. 1 4 Marauder drop can take this out. Oh, awkward engagement for MaNa. It does get EMP'd, but again, not on the Storms. Oh, snipes go down. Marinelord's really great control.
See, the reason I like snipes better too is like EMP the Templar, they're like, okay, I'll just become an Archon. Now you need to use 2 more EMPs on me. Like, I don't have that much energy, man.
well, you sometimes need EMPs so they don't feed back your ghost, right? But so far that doesn't actually happen. Upgrades are completely even for both players. 3-3 is about to finish for Marinelord, far ahead of MaNa's, but the Storms are finally starting to hit.
He's lost all the bio on the ground. The Colossus is gonna go. The Colossus might fall. Once again, still not a lot of Stalkers, but he's gonna give away a lot of Vikings for this because the Archons. Oh no! He gives away all the Vikings. Why? What? What?
They might have still died because he had Blink, right? But
perhaps.
I mean, there's no reason like go back into the storm.
Yeah, like why run north, right? Land them or something. Anything else if you're just gonna give them away. But.
Oh well. Oh well. This would mean that MaNa has had that 4th car ahead of Marinelord for quite a while. The supply is still in favor of Marinelord, and there's not really like an excessive bang for MaNa, so I still feel pretty darn good about Marinelord's position here. Cloak also finishing up, and I'm not sure if MaNa's been really paying attention to whether he's observed his army. In fact, he doesn't have one right now.
Yo, gotta give a shout out to like the first 4th base I've ever seen a Terran player take on this map. This game's usually over by now.
Oh, I hate taking a 4th on this map.
Yeah, it is pretty far away, but I think the ramp almost makes it scary because of the high ground, right? But
right, exactly. Like Stalkers can get up here, a pylon can be up there. That's what the Marinelord is checking for. MaNa throws down another Robo, so you know it comes to that point in a PvT where it's like if all the Vikings die, you suddenly like pump out like 2 Colossus at a time, wreck the ground army. Upgrades are finally starting to even up too.
Yeah, it's weird to consider, but it's kind of like when we see ZV anything, like tech swaps, right? Like the Colossus versus Templar tech swap is kind of like the Mutalisk versus Hydra tech swap. So for MaNa, I mean, he could still try and stubbornly stay on like one set of units, but one thing I would like to see, and you're probably all sick of hearing me saying this, Archons are great, Colossus are good. I want to see a couple more Immortals in this mix though, because this has been a Marauder-heavy competition for the entirety of this game.
Yeah. And, it hasn't been necessarily that ghost heavy either. It's not like getting up to 8 to 10 ghosts, so blanket EMPs haven't really been the case.
Yeah.
He's getting EMPs about half the army every single time. So
well, plus
necessarily...
with this many Archons, you're not going to be prioritizing EMPs on the Immortals anytime soon. You got to throw those on the Archons.
Well, it's all about the fact that Protoss just clumps like a bitch, right? Like everything gets EMP'd when they don't pre-split. Not a whole lot of Colossus, and there's definitely enough Vikings for just this one. MaNa, where are those? I thought he had like 5 High Templars. Oh, there they are. They're trying to get a backstab scenario happening. That would have been really good at Marinelord.
I would actually, speaking of these Storms in the Temple, I would love to see Storm drops at some point out of MaNa.
Any attack.
Well,
at all.
that or the Warp Prism or something to get into Marinelord's base, because MaNa is playing a very defensive game, and granted, he's playing it really well, but he needs to do something in a counterattack fashion. He can't just sit here in his own base for the entirety of this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what really grinds Terran's gears too, is these warp-ins. Because right now Marinelord can focus entirely on the engagement, and that's why his control has been so good. But if you have just one zealot, hacking away in the main and one zealot at the third, suddenly 20% of that dedication is somewhere else, and you mess up. That's when the mass storms come down and the EMPs are missed.
I'm surprised, by the way, that this has gotten to the point it has. Not because I was expecting SCV pulls, not because I expected some sort of all-in out of MaNa, but the tango between these two has been so back and forth. I mean, look at the resources lost. I mean, truthfully, you don't usually see it so even in PvT. Normally, it's pretty one-sided. Nice catch on the Observer.
Again, not a whole lot of Stalkers. EMP or Cloaks go down. EMPs trying to hit the Storms. MaNa dodges very, very nicely. But will it matter? The Storms aren't happening.
There's so many Marauders left.
Just left. Like,
I mean, the Marauders don't exactly exceed as far as damage was against these. Oh, but he eats so many storms here. Oh god, the bottom of that ramp is so dangerous. But the Immortals, the Archons, they've got to get involved if they want to hold this. The cannons alone won't stop this.
Oh, yes, those backup storms.
Oh, this storm on the ramp is good. He's pre-leading the army, and Marinelord's heading into the storms. He loses everything on the ground.
Oh, I hate
MaNa holds.
That's exactly.
Oh, but GG.
I can't believe that. I can't believe. Well, he was.
MaNa's up 75. Oh, no, you're right. It's MaNa. Yeah, it's good.
It was MaNa that was up. Yeah. MaNa was still up in supply, but that was almost so great. But then those backup storms. That's what the good Protoss has. Those backup storms.
Yeah, I didn't realize just how high the supply. Because I was like, man, you could remax. You still got like a couple K minerals in the bank. But no, that GG was justified. Forgive me, I wasn't looking at the army supply at the end of that game. But that is MaNa's game. But it's the first one in 3, and the other 2 maps are King Sejong and Catalina. Everyone has been vetoing Catalina to this point, so you guys better cross your fingers if you want some hoi hoi hoi. That this goes to the ace match. But you have to take off, I believe, right?
Yep, can go.
That really sucks. Okay, I don't think Nameshare is available, so I might just solo cast this next one. But thank you for joining me, Zombie Grub. I will see you a little bit later today. Have a good whatever it is you're doing.
Bye, guys.
Alright, so So.